Welcome to Vancouver Entertainment Magazine, VEM. I'm Eric, EJ Love, and I'm here tonight with my brother Chris, and I'm the one that's being interviewed.
Ooh. Yeah, switching the mic around.
Yeah, how you doing, Chris?
Honestly, all the better for seeing you.
Yes, brother, absolutely. Likewise.
How you doing, mate?
Good, right, man. I'm doing wonderful. It's hot outside and cool in here. That's all I can say.
Yeah, it's quite nice, isn't it?
It is nice. It is nice. Very nice. So, so here we are. First show. I'm the one that's being interviewed.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, I mean, well, so the intent of this is to take away all the mystery from all that is EJ Love.
Oh, my.
Oh, my, yeah.
Oh, mystery.
Yeah.
There's not much mystery to the madness. It is what it is.
Well, I mean, you're wearing glasses and a hat, so you're currently hiding something underneath there.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Well, I got one eye and...
Yeah.
And one leg. Yeah. No, I got stabbed in my eye. You didn't hear about that?
No.
Well, we got to interview me. That's how the story
All right,
gets
bring
told.
it. I mean, I knew that. I totally knew that. I'm just playing it up. That's all it is.
Oh, well, it's...
So you got stabbed in your eye?
Yeah, I got stabbed in my eye.
Was it a knife or something else?
It was a knife.
Okay,
yes.
knife. What kind of
was
knife?
breaking. It was a switchblade.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. It was. That was a bad scene going on out in Granville. The kids were out there drinking, and about 8 of them. They got in a big fight, and it was outside of a restaurant I was eating. And the boss, the owner of the restaurant, was worried that innocent people were going to get hurt, and we were good friends. And he decided to go outside, and he looked at me, and I got up from my table and walked out with him, and we addressed these young men, and told the young man that this isn't the place to do this. Go home, try it another day. And I wasn't brandishing any, wasn't puffed up or anything at them. I was just basically talking to them, and it was an unfortunate accident. It was an unnecessary thing, but the kid behind him reached in his pocket and pulled a knife and hit me in the eye. I normally have my glasses on, but at that moment I didn't. And I got stabbed in the eye, and it caused a lot of trauma.
Understandably.
But with the good Lord's help, I've been able to maintain. And I have vision, but it's limited. So, I keep the shades on,
Sure. Is that just because you want to protect the other eye?
Yeah, exactly.
Just
well,
in
it
case
is.
happens,
Yeah, it's kind of a reaction to that. Absolutely. I mean, I only have one eye left, so I've got to protect that guy.
Right.
So, but yeah, did the therapeutic thing, went to physio and whatever they did.
What do you do for physio for the eye?
Well, they just, every time I walked in there, I had the world's leadingest optician working on it. They took me in. It was like 2:00 in the morning. He had just gotten off a plane from Notre Dame in the States, and he'd been down there studying, and he walked into the hospital at the same time that I was prepping for emergency surgery, and because they were trying to save the eye. And well, it was amazing what he did. They couldn't save the vision, but what they did was they were able to keep the eye. And I have oil in a balloon that makes the eye round, the orb of it look round. So, so it keeps the eye is there.
So that's your real eye?
That's my real eye.
Right. So that's your real eye, but you just don't have vision out of it.
Right. Absolutely.
That's so cool.
So, yeah, well, I don't know.
No,
I'd rather have my eye back.
Well,
I'd rather have my sight back. But it is amazing how they saved it. And
how did they save it?
they put an oil and water in a balloon, a little tiny balloon, and they inserted it into the eye so that they could give it an orb shape, round shape that, into the socket so that it stays there.
Cool.
So, like I said, I went through.
Look at it. Can you? Yeah.
You
Let's have a look. Yeah.
See?
Wait, we're just getting in. 1 second.
There it is. You got it?
1 second. Just focusing up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. All right.
There
you go.
That's incredible. They did a great job.
Pay your tickets. Come on.
Yeah,
See the man with the one eye.
Well, do you want to give a shout out to the doctors who did a great job?
I would like to say for all the doctors there at VGH, and especially in the psych ward there, and the work that they did. I thank you with the bottom of my heart. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's incredible.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, it just took a moment there. It just took me
No,
back.
dude, take all the time. Take all the time.
Yeah, that was, a lot of things got lost after that. It took a little time to rebuild and build myself back. And, everything is good now. Everything is fine. And here I am now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, things can't be too fine. I mean, you're here sitting talking to me. So you must have done something wrong.
yeah, man, I tell you. Next stop, Looney Bin. Oh, my God.
What makes you think you're not there already?
No, I am, man. I tell you, every day I get up, it's like, oh, my goodness, it's a new day.
I mean, you're hanging out with a guy named Guy with a dog named Girl. I mean, it's just...
Oh, man, I tell you, I couldn't ask for better. I love my people in this room, all the production folks here, and marketing, everybody here. I just love everyone. They're just so wonderful to me, and I couldn't find myself in a better position in life right now. So I thank you all.
Oh, dude, I appreciate that. Well,
Yeah.
you know what? On that note, let's actually mention who's in the crew.
All right, well,
All right.
go right ahead.
Me?
You do it.
All right. So on the boards right now we have TJ. You want to say hello?
Hey guys.
Hey, TJ.
He's our part Scottish, part Australian, part other English, region there. Part of the Commonwealth. No, it's all part of the Commonwealth, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And then and our marketing team there, we got Miss Natalia.
Yes, she is. She's the one.
She's smiling, but you want to say hi?
Hi.
Yes, very enthusiastic hello there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then we got the big dog over there,
Big dog.
Mr. Guy.
Mr. Guy.
No, just. So the guys really put us all together and created this wonderful little family that we have.
It's a wonderful family.
Yeah.
You just, like I said, you can't ask for better.
No.
We're really close knit, and it gets closer every show, every time we're
Well,
together.
hopefully so.
No, the other day we were out taking the pictures. That was really a fun day. I hadn't had quite a day like that with my children, first of all, and then to have my extended family here was just wonderful. Was so blessed.
So your kids had a great time.
Oh, they did, man.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Wait till you see the pictures.
Oh, man. You wait till you wait till you see the pictures.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true,
the kids they look amazing. They're absolutely adorable.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I had a great time. Well, can you tell me how this whole entire thing actually started? Because I know a guy and I were chatting about certain things. And
How
then,
did that start,
yeah.
Guy? How did we end up here? How did we end up
I
here?
just thought you had a great voice, so I was like, let's bring him in for a test run, and then we just went from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. He said he had all of this equipment and stuff going on, and he had a vision.
Equipment and all the stuff.
Oh, man. I said, okay, let me see it. So he brings me over, and, man, I walked in, and it was like, oh, my God. It's like a grow-up. I just want to pick everything.
Well, and then since then, we've actually just expanded the entire area. I mean,
Yeah.
has it shown you the little production room that we have?
Oh, yeah, the production room.
You can't even walk in there. There's just way too many. There's just a lot of equipment.
It is a lot of equipment. It takes a lot to build a show.
Yeah, it does.
It really
It
does.
does.
But, yeah, I'm very grateful and thankful to be in this position and to have a show such as this that is going to highlight the cream of the crop of Vancouver's entertainment scene and arts and literary works. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to uplift this city. We're in a time of COVID. And the real reason I wanted to do this was to bring a scene here. Vancouver's had so many entertainers and entertainment pieces that are a part of the melting pot in which we're trying to create here. But since the no fun zone came in back during the 90s there, things have just literally changed. They shut down all the bars and pretty much most of the scene that was live. And
What's the no fun zone?
Well, it was just no fun in Vancouver, no fun zone. They said they declared it no fun zone, and
Wait, is this colloquial language or is this?
no, this is real. This is real. They shut us down. They shut. The after scene was big back during the 90s, and we had such live performances. We would have them, during the regular hours of the bar scene, and then after, we carry on to the underground scene. And all of these.
Is this you as a party goer, or this back when you were playing in the bands?
No, this was I was managing actually.
Wait, like venues or bands?
I managed bands. Yeah, I had a couple of groups that I managed here in the city. I was the Anomaly.
Do you want to just
Rotor Cloud and Juice Monkeys were my groups. And,
Juice Monkeys is such a brilliant name.
Yeah, and Quick Trouble.
Yeah.
And that was a hip hop group from Edmonton. Cool. And we had lots of success. And we opened up for DSK, all the different top groups in the city at the time. We were at the Town Pump. But the ministry decided to squash the live scene and the after scene here in Vancouver because it was just, it wasn't their thing. We were disturbing the peace, I guess, in the sense. So they wanted more family-oriented entertainment-based, around the city. And I went like, what? And so, the entire thing just collapsed around us. No more of these great parties of people at venues in and around Vancouver, and it put a real cap on things. And
that would dampen the entire environment.
Yeah, and it's been that way ever since. But
how long ago was that? So you said the 90s, right?
Yeah, right around 96, 97, right around there. And
and was it overnight or just?
No, it was a gradual thing. It was something that like the Cruel Elephant, Town Pump. These places were golden as far as places to play and to be seen and heard. And it really did put a damper on the city. Excuse me.
That's all right.
But it was it's quite a thing. And like I said, this creation of them is basically just to highlight and showcase all of the talented, from the DJs to live performance groups, tattoo artists, everybody in the city
and
gets.
Let's not mention let's not forget, the venue operators themselves.
The venue operators themselves, yes. Yeah, the production guys.
Man, you need someone to facilitate all the artists.
Well, that's just it. And we'll have them on as time goes on. But this show is basically built around those types of people that we want. And everything from the new to the old is valid here. And we just wanted to put a show together to highlight and to showcase and to say thank you to all of the artists and people that participate with them. And because it's all about them. So that's, basically in a ball of wax what we're trying to put together here. And hopefully it's entertaining to the folks. Hopefully it's insightful. We'll talk about everything and anything. That's basically what I wanted to do with this show.
Great. And I mean, you have the resume for that.
Yeah.
You worked in radio before that.
Yeah, that's right.
And you were in what? I'm just going to go out and say just a number. It could be arbitrary, but 1 million bands.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that right? 1 million, or was it 1.2 million?
No, well, 1.5 million.
1.5 million. I always forget. I'm not great with math.
But man.
What kind of bands were you in?
It's the band that, like I said, I managed. When I was doing my thing, it was always just me singing in the background, coming in and doing little bit parts. But as
Can I hear a sample?
Oh,
I'll give you a sample too.
don't put me on the spot. I'm not ready yet.
No,
I'm still trying to wake up here.
You know that classic song? Like,
la 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 la. There you go.
But yeah, the voice of an angel.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. But yeah, man. No, we had some great groups in this town during the '90s. I mean, we've interviewed a couple of the guys that are part of that era, and we kind of wanted to catch up with them. I wanted to and see what they're doing now. What's going on. I mean, we've got Blair Dobson here and Lee Nichols on the show. And Chico. Chico was great. Man, that energy, boy. I tell you.
Man, if I have half that energy at his age, put me away.
Yeah. Oh man, gosh, man. And he's not a young guy. He's a old man in a young suit.
You tell that to his heart, man.
Oh, well, it's just love of music.
He's got so much passion.
Love of his art, man.
How did you meet him?
I met Chico. I was playing football. And one of my buddies who's in his choir, Booney, said, "Come on over, man. We're doing the show and da 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 da." And so I said, "Okay, let me check it out." So we went up to somewhere up in Surrey, somewhere. And he introduced me to Chico. From there, Chico would come out and watch us play from time to time, and he'd be on the sideline.
So Booney was one of your teammates?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yeah.
wait, what kind of football is this?
Flag League at the time. And then
Flag
we
League.
were also playing down in the States.
What's Flag League?
Flag League is top flight football.
Wait,
you put the flag on your
Wait, talking about
waist.
soccer? We're talking about soccer, rugby?
No. We're talking real American style football.
Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then flag league, so like you
You got the flag. Yeah, you pull the flag
okay,
off
cool.
the
So,
hip.
so it's
yeah.
not as violent.
Yeah, well, it is pretty violent. It's the way we played, it was really violent. Go Raiders!
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
No, we were violent.
Oh, you're an Oakland Raider?
I got thrown out many games. And
Yeah?
suspended many times for
Oh, my
being
goodness.
so medieval on the field. But it won me a shot to go down, and the scouts were looking from down in the States. We're watching up here in the semi-pro league, and so they looked at me and they said, after a couple seasons, they said, "Wow, we want to take a chance on you. Would you like to come on down and play with us, the Bellingham Eagles?" And I said, "Well, I'm 37 years old," and they're like, "We don't care. Come on down. You got something. We want." And I was 280. I was 285 at that time. I'm now down to 230 something. So I was a bigger boy
My
back
goodness.
then.
Wait, what position was that?
Defensive lineman.
Defensive lineman. Man.
Yeah. And
You're an unstoppable brick then.
yeah, I was a brick house.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I got down there in the first season and made All-American, All-Conference, Defensive Lineman of the Year. Yeah, it was
That's
a
impressive.
shock. It was shock at 37. Yeah, it was a shock, and had a great time.
How long did you play?
Oh, I played ball between the Raiders and the Bellingham.
Wait, Raiders is in Oakland?
No. The Raiders here in Vancouver. The Vancouver Raiders, top flight flag league.
Okay.
I was with them for I would say 8 seasons. 8 seasons altogether. So yeah, it was quite a run. It was a very good run. I mean, most guys are retired and gone by 30, 33, 34.
Yeah. And you're playing almost into your 40s.
Yeah, I did. I played straight into 40.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and that's where I Chico was around, and we kind of got together there, and we'd sing and cut the rug together in the backstage and at his shows, and but he's a tremendous guy.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Man, so you guys are a football family, if anything.
Yeah. Well, my dad played ball. He got a tryout with the Colts that were in Baltimore at the time, but he blew his knee out during the tryout period.
Damn.
And so that ended his sports career. So he kind of lived through me.
It's crazy that if you're a sports star in any way, or an athlete really,
Right.
one injury, one slight move, or like if you're just off balance slightly, you could just tear something, and then that's your career. That's just it.
Well, that's just it. I mean, at any moment, that's anything you do in life. I mean, you can step off the curb and get hit by a car. Yeah, Lord knows. You didn't have your coffee.
You get out of bed and the plane falls on you.
Just because it happens, right? I live near the airport, so I always wonder when the planes go over. Is this going to be my day?
Is there a shudder every time they go across?
Yeah.
You must be loving COVID then.
Oh,
Nice and
yeah.
quiet.
Oh, yeah, man. The planes aren't flying as normal. It's pretty quiet in my house. The birds are chirping. I was doing yoga this morning.
Oh man, that's
that
brilliant.
hurt. Man,
Yeah, the yoga hurt.
yeah.
Why's that?
Because it's the first time I'd done it, and my friend had me in the backyard doing yoga. Like, Eric, you're gonna do yoga this morning, and I was like, yogurt? Yeah, let me go to the
Yeah, I'm
fridge.
gonna do the yoga.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some yoga.
I got the berry bash here.
No, she goes, you're doing yoga. And I go in the backyard there, and I'm thinking everything is good. She comes out in her nice little tight little outfit, and I'm just like, wow, this is what we dress like for yoga, huh? Lord knows I wasn't paying much attention to what she was telling me, but it was like, yeah. So, we went through about.
How men get convinced to do anything.
Oh man, I got my leg all twisted behind my head and my foot in my mouth. I was just like, what the? She was like, yeah, you're doing yoga.
Yeah.
So I had to.
yoga. Yeah.
You're doing yoga.
Yeah, that's what yoga is.
I'm like, yeah, I'm liking yoga. But boy, I tell you, when she did the leg lift thing there, I had to keep my feet up in the air for a few minutes there. That was killing my side, man.
Yeah?
I couldn't do it. I just...
Heart racing for all the different
Oh,
reasons, huh?
yeah, it was, man. I was reaching for that pack of smokes. That's what I was reaching for. But yeah, anyway, so yeah, that, that's been my life in a nutshell, pretty much. I mean,
Yeah, you've lived quite a life.
it is quite a life. And I just want to say hello to all of my guys out there that passed throughout life here in the music and the entertainment scene. I mean, these guys were so important. And as the show goes on, we'll get to meet them and speak with them more frequently.
I certainly hope so.
Yeah, man. They were just great pieces of my life that I'm putting back the pieces, and it's really neat. It's really neat to see Blair Dobson and Lee. These guys are guys from way back, so it's so nice to see them and them to share with us here at the show.
Dude, I bet, man. I also think what you're doing is very, very brave.
Yes.
Because it's one thing to bring people in from your past and have a conversation with them and get to know them.
Especially if you owe them money.
Right, exactly. I mean, then they know where you're going to be every week. It's not a good idea.
They're downstairs in the lobby waiting for me right now. I know a few people right now.
No wonder why you always want to stick around a little bit too long.
Oh, yeah. I'm hoping they go away. I'm looking at the
You're going to
window.
pick up the kids or something.
Oh, yeah. I got so excuses. I got to find a back way out of here from now on.
Yeah, we got a ladder up.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, so like it's very brave to bring him in, but it's I don't know. I find it hard whenever I go back to Sydney having to speak to some of my old friends.
Yeah.
Because for a time in your life, they're the most important people.
Right.
And then something happens and you just go different ways. And
Right.
that's okay. It's natural.
Right.
But then to accept that and to be able to acknowledge the current status of the relationship.
Yeah.
And to conduct another conversation with them and treat them as though nothing has changed. While
Yeah.
also not being diminutive of the relationship you've had.
Right.
Plus,
Right.
respecting the history you've had at the same time.
Right.
I think that's such an incredible move.
It-
I mean, are you in any way concerned when you're speaking to your buddies? Like, I mean, is
not,
it like,
not necessarily? No, because I've always been a person that I have an open heart, and my it's not when you left, it's how you left, and when we come back, the measure of affection and infection to the folks that we've touched and been around is numerous and in ways that, there's the old and then there's the new, the current. And I stay current. I mean, the past is what it is. We laugh and joke about those things. I mean, we just lost a buddy a couple weeks ago, Blair and I, close friend of ours.
Shit, did you?
Yeah, and we talked about that, and I turned to Blair, and Blair has kind of had this little thing about him and Rich, and I just
sorry, Rich was the friend who passed away.
yeah, Rich, he played for Matthew Goodman, a bass player.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and I'm like, man, you got to let all those old things go that were negative, that, because you guys grew up together. You guys went to school together.
Did they have a lot of bad blood?
No, they just had a competition. I think the arts side of them and the music side of them, they competed with each other. And that also brought out the best in them. Even when they were, I would watch them on stage, the dynamics between them was just incredible. The DSK was probably by far one of the best underground groups in this city. Blair was just this incredible front man that by accident, I think he kind of fell out of, the sky to us. He was, I mean, this dude would climb the walls during a show and would, be in the audience and be in the back. He'd go all over, and the band's up in the front. And
So he'd be Iggy Pop in that thing.
oh man, he was just incredible.
It would be great to see him live.
Oh my gosh, man! It was just, the energy was just all over the room.
And
But
so they would compete with one another, and then it'd be electric to watch. I imagine.
Yeah, they were electric to watch, and I mean, like I said, the business is rough, the music business, and it can change people, and you kind of have to let that go when a passing happens with a friend. You got to let some of the negativity go and live in the positive and find that good place. And we're when one of us goes, it's a signal to all of us that there's time for change. And we in conciliation, and we need to do that more. I think as a society and as human beings, we owe this to each other, and especially in a time of a pandemic like this right now, where we see a lot of great folks leaving us too soon and unexpectedly. And this is what I'm finding about myself now. I can't hold grudges anymore. I just don't have that in me. So
It takes too much energy.
Oh man, it just takes way too much energy. I kind of don't really have that time and focus to do that.
No, I mean, what's the point of spending half your life hating?
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, that being said, it's not as if it's a logical thought. It's just just easy to do.
If they owe you money, and money does everything.
Yeah, well, you know what?
Money changes everything.
Surprisingly, you're not wrong. You could borrow, you could lend $10 to your best friend, and then something's niggling inside you, and you're like, man.
Five years later, where's my $10?
So
man?
what's that? You just bought coffee for the group? Or, yeah. You can't pay me $10, but you can buy coffee?
What are you doing here at McDonald's eating, man?
How dare you?
How dare you? Where's my Big Mac?
And you know what the worst is? Whenever they take you out for coffee and then they pay for it, you're like, I can't have some money
God.
now.
Yeah,
and then when you do, they're like, I got you lunch. I'm like,
their hand is slow to come out the pocket.
Half the amount that you owed me.
We're straight now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But no, man, it's it is what it is.
Was it COVID related?
No. Rich died of heart attack. He had a heart attack. I think he was 52.
Damn.
And man, he had a really rough road. Things changed in his life after Matthew Goodband, and he wasn't getting the calls anymore as some artists or most artists are kin to, after they've had their heyday. And well, Rich was still he was a beautiful human being, and I just try to emphasize that to my brother and just say, look, man, we got to let that go. Think about the good things, and there you'll find true peace. And just leave it at that. Life is just way too short.
Yeah,
way too short. So all of my old people that I see now and people that I see current, it's consistency, and that's what makes me who I am. It's just I'm consistent and with everyone, and I don't. You got a problem with me? Talk to me about it. We talk about it and talk it out until it's said and done, and we move on. We move forward. That's just the way it goes.
Not to harp on it, but I feel like it'd be nice to share a nice memory of Rich.
Oh yeah.
And instead of even go for a nice memory, I think of the movie Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
And Robin Williams, when he's talking about his wife.
Yeah.
You talk about all the wonderful things, but then there's a Rich that you knew that no one else knew.
Oh, and we all of us had a little moment or two with him. I think what I take away from him is his determination to be good, to be the best.
That's a lost art.
He was strong-minded, and this is what the business has to have. I mean, you don't always have to accept it, but it is what it is. And if you don't come in strong, this business will spit you out. The underbelly of the music industry is just that. It's serious, and there's serious people in it, and there's serious con artists there, and manipulators. And so when you go into something like that, it's like in life. You just have to be able to understand and weed those things out, and how to deal with them and to take them on is a daunting task. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, no, the fun times I remember Rich, man, is on stage and just watching him play that bass guitar, man, and becoming it, and it becoming him. And
was he a different person when he's on stage?
Oh man, all of them were. Those jokers were all just they were all carrying an ace up their sleeve, and they were just you got what you paid for. You came in there, and boy, I tell you got a show going on. But this is what I'm saying. These are the kind of people that make this show, that are going to make this show, because they have the stories, they have the history, and they continue to be part of this history. So we want to have as much of that as we possibly can so that the next generation that comes through here understands where their, legacy is going to stand.
Oh,
So,
great. And it's nice to hear people from your specific city coming from the starting from the bottom and then just rising up. And some of them don't exactly get to the very top.
No.
But it's good to hear, at least for somebody like me, that if you're going to enter the world of just the artistic world, that you don't, it's not just the cream of the cream. You know, there is the middle ground. There are the people who are just slumming it every single day. There are the people who survive and they make it their full-time job, but they're barely getting through. There are people who are just showing up and helping and facilitating other people's works. There's all different levels for it, and just because you're not reaching the zenith, it doesn't mean that you're a failure.
No, because like I said, this show is about everybody, and I mean anything from the teachers to the mentors to the actors and the singers.
Inspiring.
Yeah, we all aspire. If you give them a platform, they'll tell you what it takes to get there and what they've gone through, and that's what truly the whole thing is about, the experience, and being able to share that with the people that are like-minded or want to aspire to be that. So, I mean, I think we need more of this at a time like this than ever. We're shut in, we're half shut in, and, we have no way to express exactly what's going on here because we still don't know. Every day is a blessing. And, I feel blessed every day I walk out the door.
Would you say that every day is a present?
Oh, you live in the present. You live in the present. You are the present. So, yeah.
Hey, man, you're the present.
You are the present.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Hey, who'd be your dream guest? No restrictions. No restrictions at all.
My dream guest is
Dream
I don't know if you even know this artist, but Michael Franks would be and he's outside of the box.
I'm going to pretend like I know who that is.
Michael Franks is a jazz artist, impresario. This guy, man, from the day I grew up in the late 70s, and I got a hold of this guy when I was a kid in school, and man, I go home and listen to his jazz albums. Michael Franks, you guys have to check him out.
All right.
He's
what was his instrument of choice?
His voice.
His voice.
And his writing skills. Man, this dude, I tell you, it'll change.
I didn't think about jazz as
bring
lyrics.
a lady home now. Bring a lady home and put that on. It's gonna be all over but the shouting.
Okay. All right, Michael Franks. Any specific album to check out?
Well, let's see. I love Abandoned Garden. That one is more recent. His older stuff, Popsicle Toes.
He's still kicking on.
Oh yeah. He's in his 70s, and he's still doing it, man. He's still doing it.
He's got that Chico energy, doesn't he?
Oh, he does. He does. No, this guy was the coolest white boy ever. You didn't have white boys like this. This is back in the day. That's what we used to go.
Just so you know about cool white boys. I grew up in the era of Eminem, so white boys. That's the thing.
This guy's been around for about almost 4 decades.
Yeah, and
they don't get no better. I don't think Eminem and all of them. Snow and all of them are going to be around.
Would you say Eminem and them?
Eminem. But yeah, no, Michael Franks is just, wow, he's incredible, man. I mean, I followed him since I was a young man, and I went to several of his live shows, stood up in the audience around all these beautiful people, and just, Michael! And he actually looked at me one time, and the audience is like, what is this brother doing in this audience here of all these beautiful women? Screaming my name like he's one of them. Michael, I love you! And then there I was, right? But he pointed me out one night, and I was like, he's like, I see you, brother. And I went like, ah! They had to carry me out of the amphitheater after that. I just never thought I was one of those guys. But yeah, that was my lost moment. So one day I'm walking up the street when I had the idea of the show, and the first thing was like, Michael Franks, you'd love to get there. So if you're listening, Michael, one day I'm going to call on you, man, either by satellite or candlelight. We're going to sit here and get it done. I'd love to have an interview with Michael Franks.
Guy, can we get that sorted? We get Michael Franks on the show? All right, we're gonna figure this out.
Get his agent on the phone tonight. I'll get him on the phone. I will lose my marbles if I saw Michael Franks on there. I swear to God, y'all gonna have to get me a couple days notice so that I can get my stuff stuff together.
I'll bring a whole bunch of change of shirts.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
you can just
yeah.
Sweat through
I might just scream his name on the air. Oh, my God. I'd be a fan for sure. But
man,
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, man. So, there's a few others out there. But,
what's it about his music that really appeals to you?
His idea of romanticism and his idea of life, his tendency to tell a story through his emotional life and where he's going. Like it's a story. It's a tapestry.
Is there a way you can elaborate a little bit more?
Well, I mean, you have to listen to him. You have to really go get in Michael Franks and just dial it up and just sit down and just go with it. And he's got a bevy of music out there. And now that we have this Spotify and Hooptify, I don't know what we got so many things out there to find this guy. And once you start listening to him, you're going to find yourself like locked away. You're going to have to lock yourself away and grab a significant other if you have to.
Yeah.
It's a must.
Well, you know what? Whenever I'm listening to an album that someone's recommended, earphones, I can't just listen to an album out loud or even the song and I won't appreciate it.
Yeah.
I like to go for a nice walk and it just puts me in the zone. There's something about music, the same thing with books or films. If I'm going to appreciate for what it is, I'm going to have to allow myself to be in the zone and take it in as it happens.
Yeah.
Like, who was it that I recently got in contact with that I loved? Not got in contact with. I didn't get in contact with anyone.
We have a warrant for your arrest. You've been stalking this guy.
It happened. It happens all the time. There was. I mean, it doesn't happen all the time. I mean, I can't go back to Australia, but that's for other reasons.
Oh, stop, man. You're killing me. Oh, my God.
That's what they said, too.
Oh, yeah.
But I didn't, did I?
No. I didn't do it.
Not as long as they know, anyway.
It wasn't me.
Okay. Tupac. It was Tupac.
Tupac.
Yeah. So, okay, so...
Is he still alive?
If you ask some people...
I listened to that brother the other day. He sounded more alive than ever.
Yeah, got in contact with him, and he was like, "Sup, yo?
Sup, yo?
I trust you more than my buddies." He speaks like this now. Speaks
through me.
He's been hiding out in Australia. Yeah, he speaks through me. Absolutely.
I'm the spokesperson.
I'm the spokesperson
for Tupac Shakur. He lives within all of us. Yeah.
That actually would be kind of nice.
Should we have a seance and a Ouija board and maybe call him?
Not sure, definitely. Well, I mean, can you hear about that from time to time? About certain artists being able to reinvigorate their heroes, like Bob Dylan, for instance.
Yeah.
When he went to the crossroads,
right.
He was he was infused with the powers of Satan or the devil.
Right.
And then they just gave him worldly powers, and the way he described it was that he was finally able to capture the same energy and the same understanding and passion for music that his heroes had.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I believe that, but it makes one hell of a story.
Right.
So I kind of wonder when the next Bob Dylan or the next person who's going to come up that has the similar sensibilities and understanding and articulation of words.
That in itself, just saying that, you let yourself open for disappointment because it's not going to happen tonight. You know what I mean? Unless it's, you put that vinyl down and play the stuff that was originally played. Today's artists, they're not as focused and deliberate as these artists back in the day were. There's a different style, a different way of doing things. Heck, you can sit on the cell phone and create a tune and, send it to an agent in L.A., in a matter of seconds you get a response. Yeah, we want you down here now to cut the record.
Yeah, see, come on.
But down. Come on down. We'll make millions, And well, it doesn't work.
You won't, though.
Yeah, no. I look at these shows like American Idol and all of this. I'm like, you know what? This is just a cheap way to get to the fast lane. And I mean, I don't mock the shows at all, because I know there's some people that love these shows, and the people that are on it, they got the sad story to go along with their journey to singing at the top. And
let's not forget, some of the people there are very, very talented.
No, they are very talented, but
I mean, the pipes on them, man.
I mean, yeah, but you know what, man? If it ain't, real. It just got to come from, you have to have a story. You have to really have, besides the sadness and the gloom, there's got to be a journey that goes along with it. I'm a hard worker. I believe in hard work gets you there quicker than the fast track. These shows I find are fast trackers, and then, basically what happens is the record label takes all your money after they cut your first little album, and then you're broke and you're sitting around wondering when somebody's going to call you for an interview, after you've had your little 5 minutes of fame. And we see this kind of revolving door process. The music industry has always been a revolving door, but it's been a door that you had to earn to get there first. And there was a lot of work that took place. Just because you can sing don't make you a singer. It really doesn't. There's a lot more that goes into that, and into that woven tapestry of entertainment.
Well, like what?
Well, you got to serve time. Just like, penitentiary. You got to serve your time before you are able to get the key to get out. You know what I mean?
So just because these people are on a show doesn't mean they haven't served time.
Oh, man, gosh, they don't know anything about a struggle. They don't know what it took to get there. They've never gotten in their van and gone 100,000 miles down the road to get to the record label, only to be kicked out and said that we don't want to hear from you anymore. And you just keep knocking that door until something happens. They don't know nothing about that. So now they're on the fast track. They're on a little singing long show with people that are sitting there judging them, getting paid millions of dollars to go, press a button. I don't like you. I don't like you. Oh, I love you. Oh, the tears flow, blah, blah, blah. That's just, come on.
Well, so is that your thoughts on the music industry currently?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, it's so fast tracked. And, you're here today and you got a hit one day, and tomorrow it's like, what song was that?
Well, wasn't that the case back in the day too? It's generally shooting fish in the barrel. I mean, realistically speaking, we can probably name maybe 20, 30, maybe 100 artists from the past, from like the 50s to the 70s.
Yeah.
Or maybe like the early 70s, right?
This is true.
And that's because there's a lot of one-hit wonders. It's the same as it happens nowadays.
Yeah.
But then the ones that stick around are the ones that become legendary and they become memorable.
Well, so there you go. Come on. Really, look at him now. How many do you remember from American Idol?
American Idol?
Yeah, how many? How many do you remember?
I'm Australian, man.
It's Australian Idol. You guys got it down there. So that show is syndicated everywhere.
First season of both. So first season of...
Who won?
Kelly Clarkson.
Okay.
Second season, and first season of Australian Idol.
Last time you listened to a song of hers.
Kelly Clarkson's?
Yeah.
Early on.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, you did.
Were
you having Mr. Bubble along with that, or
what? No.
Were you having a bubble bath?
I wasn't having a bubble bath.
What were you doing?
I will have you know that
what are you doing? Oiling down? What were you doing? What were you doing?
No, I was just walking down the street.
You were oiled up, weren't you?
No, I was walking down the street.
Kelly Clarkson?
I was walking down the street and singing "Since You've Been Gone." You know what? Yeah, I do it. I'm not ashamed, right? My music tastes go from.
Were you singing it in falsetto or what? Were you singing?
Because of you. I probably shouldn't do it for. I've never strayed too far from the sidewalk.
Oh my God!
It's because you say the lyrics. It's a different tone. Is that fine? Is that fine?
That's
marketing. Is that? Yep. I'm getting the approval. The approval scowl from the.
You're getting a nod back over here. Yeah.
But not like an approving nod, just like a falling sneak nod.
But my whole thing is, my theory on this is just I just find it like, you know what? Listen to Aretha Franklin's story of how she got there. That struggle was something else. Listen to all of these. Ray Charles. I mean, look how this guy, maintained his. That's a struggle. The dude was an addict, and he was an entertainer, and he was blind. What greater story could you have out of that than if you haven't watched the Ray Charles story, you got to watch it. It's inspiring.
Well, what about Ed Sheeran?
Yeah, what about Ed?
Any thoughts on him?
Well, he's pretty damn good.
Yeah, and have you heard his story?
No, actually, I haven't seen the Red Man story.
The only reason I bring it up is because you mentioned Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Now, Ed Sheeran, he spent years busking and just playing music and writing music, and he had hundreds of them. And then hundreds of songs, that is, anyway.
Yeah.
And then he would just go around a lot of England and just keep playing.
Sounds like
barely
Bieber.
surviving.
Sounds like Bieber's story.
Well, I mean, Bieber, from what I understand, was kind of on YouTube.
His dad had him out in the street
Did he?
there busking. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's kind of impressive.
It was slavery.
Well, I mean, I guess if you get somebody else to do it for you, but with Ed Sheeran, he kind of did it on his own. Then he mustered up a little bit of money,
Right.
And then he went to the States and just kept busking and doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And then he came across an actor who he won an Academy Award for playing Ray Charles. His name was Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie
Yes.
Foxx, like, you were sick.
Yeah.
So it brings him back
and
to his
Jamie
apartment.
knows how to sing too, actually.
He does. He
Yeah.
does.
Jamie sings very
and then
well.
in his home studio, they recorded, I think, the first EP.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was the first EP. And it got released from that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the boy just lived and he took the Beatles mentality of performance, but instead of having an actual venue, what he did was just use the streets. And he was never dissuaded by the fact that people weren't listening to him or people didn't appreciate his music because he was sharing something from the heart.
Right.
And I think what really frustrates me is when people say that artists nowadays aren't on the same caliber as what they used to be.
Right.
Because as a whole, if you want to look at it,
Right.
sure.
Okay.
But only because we can see the artists that are coming up every single day, and we're not looking at the
body of
era
work,
as an era.
Yeah.
Right, but when you
Right.
think about the 60s, you're thinking about the era of the 60s.
Yeah.
And you think about all the great artists, some who have started from the very beginning to some the very end.
Yeah.
And it's unfair because you think, if you think of the 70s, you think Michael Jackson. Really, Michael Jackson's height was in the 80s. In the 70s, it was the Jackson 5. So to say that Michael Jackson was around the 70s is kind of BS, but then you say it, and then you think it bad.
72. It was around 72 Michael was there. From 72 to...
Jackson 5.
Yeah, Jackson 5.
But not on his own.
Yeah, on his own. Was later, like 79, 80. Yeah, Thriller. Yeah, it was crazy, man. It still plays hard today, man.
It's great. It's great. But what I'm getting at is that if you're looking at that one specific era, all your thoughts on a specific artist comes up due to that era.
Well,
as opposed to understanding the specific work from
my
that time.
thing is not that these kids don't work hard, and that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is the fast track is just this new lane of we're going to corral the kids at artists and singer, and we're going to have a show based around that, like American Idol, like whatever, and these generic entertainment shows that bring these kids on, let them sing, then they give them a recording contract. Then, get the kids hooked on booze and drugs and the bad things of the music industry.
And then when they're wasted, throw them out.
And they're wasted, throw them out. But the record company's still making money on it, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just one of those things. Like, it's the staying power of these kids is not the same as the artists like Ray Charles, like Michael Jackson. The staying power, they're here 1 minute and gone the next so quickly. And there's such a revolving door that I can't even keep track of what's going on. Who's that guy? Who's that singing? What's that? What was that song? It's just so fast. It's different. And then technology has a lot to do with it as well. So,
you know what? I won't disagree with that. That's actually a very fair statement. And I think that just says a lot more about the industry itself.
Yes.
And the people who are facilitating. And which is why I think Spotify is great, because you can just release your own music.
Yes.
And so you don't need to be a victim or, I guess you mentioned earlier, a slave to these these big companies. I mean, they're it reminds me of, say, was it the 50s or 60s?
Yeah.
When an actor would sign up to a movie studio.
Sure.
And you would be stuck with them for a 3 or 5 picture deal.
Right.
Right? And then you'd be stuck doing whatever they want to do. And then you'd be locked into a contract.
Right.
And you'd be making a pittance, even though they made all the money.
Right.
And so you would be shackled by your creative freedom. With lack of creative freedom.
Right.
And if you refuse to do the movies, then they would not let you out of the contract.
Blackball you.
Blackball you, absolutely.
Then you didn't work for 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. There's like development deals that happen. So I'm listening to Bruce Campbell's audiobook right now.
Right.
If Chins Could Kill.
Yeah.
And he's talking about how he signed a development deal with a couple of networks.
Right.
And for years, he didn't work.
Right.
At first, he thought it was great because he's getting paid not to do anything.
Right.
Right. And just to not work. That's the whole point of it.
Yeah.
So you come in and you have conversations about different shows or, whatever. And if you can't come up with one that's good, you don't do anything, but you're still getting paid for it.
Okay.
But then at the end of it, you're not
doing
any work.
No, you owe them. They're going to send you a bill for all that money they gave you while you were sitting on your
And you're out of the industry for such a long time.
You are. You become irrelevant.
You become irrelevant.
Yeah.
You have no power left.
Yeah, you end up on some, side, sitcom somewhere, instead of on the big screen.
Yeah.
Or you
Or
end
you
up
become the
doing
butt of a joke.
You end up doing Mr. Bubble commercials. I don't know. Yeah.
Man, you've mentioned Mr. Bubble a couple times. What's up with Mr. Bubble? Were you a Mr. Bubble guy yourself? Or?
I was always Mr. Bubble. Nothing but trouble with Mr. Bubble.
So what is Mr. Bubble anyway?
It's soap. It's bathing soap. You put it in the tub and the bubbles start coming up all over the place. Don't you know it's in a pink box?
Why would I know this? I didn't have a shower. I mean, I have a shower. I mean, probably don't look like I have a shower.
What did they threw you in the river to bathe? You know, you go on in the river down there and you go bathe. Yeah. No, man, Mr. Bubble was cool. That was a treat for all of us kids. That was to enhance us to get into the tub because we never wanted to get into the tub when we were kids.
But when you're in there, you have Mr. Bubble.
Mr. Bubble makes it all different. God, what a guy. Mr. Bubble.
I wonder if they'd ever make a movie on Mr. Bubble.
That'd be some funny stuff, man. That would be.
Who would you get to direct it?
Oh, jeez. Maybe Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. My goodness, if he's still sticking around.
Yeah, well, you know, they're the last of it, man. Mel's still around.
Mel's around.
Carl Reiner died last week.
He did, unfortunately.
Yeah, man. What a great talent.
And Kirk Douglas a little bit, but he's not a director.
No.
Clint Eastwood's still going.
Clint is still going. Yeah,
he's going strong.
He's real strong.
Yeah.
I thought he was gone in a good, bad, ugly.
Yeah.
Apparently, he's still getting it done. I've loved Clint.
Yeah, you got to watch some things like Gran Torino, man.
That was really blew that movie blew me away. You know, everything he touches is golden.
I think Spike Lee's going to be in that family.
Oh, he is in that family.
He's going to be going on until like he's 80, 90.
Oh man, it's just amazing that we still have some of these icons around to, appreciate. And, now that we've got this virus and everybody's shut in a little bit here and there, we tend to be watching them more, enjoying them more. And, man, it's been a crazy year. Like I said, all the different things.
Reflection.
Yeah, it really is a year of reflection. I mean, every day it seems like, we just lost a civil rights leader yesterday, 2 days ago, John Lewis. And he marched in Selma, he marched with Martin Luther King, had his head, beat open for the rights of all of us, not just...
He was walking by the side of Martin Luther King.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
He was...
for all of you who don't know who John Lewis is, look him up. You will see a man of distinct honor and distinction and uncompromising valor. This man, took on the issues of the 60s, 70s, and here we are now in 2020, and we're still going through it. This man stood by and didn't just stand by, but he walked the walk and talked the talk. And God rest his soul. Thank you, John Lewis, for all you've done for us. All of us.
All of us, yeah.
All of us. All lives matter.
Oh.
What?
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
But it's...
I guess that was a little speechy, wasn't it?
No, not that. The all lives matter part. The whole
No, I'm just so tired of hearing this. I'm tired. I'm just a little tired of hearing it now.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, John Lewis.
You've
absolutely. You've not only stood up for your own people, but also for my people too.
Absolutely.
Battery's dead.
Yeah. Battery's gone.
Okay. All right.
Wrap it up.
All right. Well,
wrap it up.
I mean, John Lewis is a fantastic note to end it on.
Yeah, man. Amen.
Amen. Legendary way to end this conversation.
There you go. Hey, brother, it's been kind to see you.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you
for
sharing.
Please come back on my show.
Please. Maybe interview me once I actually have a story live that you can talk about. I can talk about the time I auditioned for the Mr. Bubble movie.